Okay, so
Right.
we're here to discuss nothing in particular. We are just trying to enjoy the evening. We're here to talk about the weather. There were recently some thunderstorms in our areas last night, and yeah, it was around like 1 in the morning. It was really loud actually. It kind of woke me up a little bit, but still, it was nice though. We need the rain, the lightning and stuff. Good for the gardens and everything, which is always wonderful.
Right.
And yeah, so we're just enjoying life, kind of vibing at the moment. Yeah, let's see. See, I haven't got a notification yet. We're still getting that going. I don't think it's sent out a notification yet.
I am live for sure, so.
Yeah, I see it. You're live. I just can't see the video. Okay, we're gonna try to get over here. Has not sent out a notification yet. That's the funny part. And I can't find it, which is lovely because it's not showing up on your channel for some reason. I don't know why. It shows me that you're live, but I just haven't gotten the notification. Have you posted on Twitter yet?
No, I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't,
Why don't you go ahead and put it on Twitter, and we'll see, because we're doing good at the moment so far. Everything's going smoothly, which is good to see. And yeah, we're just kind of enjoying life here to discuss the weather.
Right.
Of course, the weather is a very interesting topic, of course, in the world today. And we're just gonna, enjoy it. The weather has been a little wet lately, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. No, you got to have a little bit of rain to make the good times feel even better. So everything's just peachy. Everything's peachy.
Peachy.
Still haven't got that notification yet, but I'm
There it
sure
is.
I'll get it any minute now. Huh. You might want to put that on Twitter. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, yeah, everything seems to be going quite well. Everything's going swimmingly.
Yeah.
I really like kittens. They're nice, they're soft, and they nuzzle you and everything. Kittens are adorable.
Oh, yes, aren't they? Very much.
More of those in the world. We need more little kittens. I really think we do. I genuinely think we do. So, yeah. I was just retweeting your stuff.
Yep, same. There we go. Now it's on Discord too. So now we're good.
All right, there we go. All right, Discord sent out the notification, which is just wonderful. All right. So Discord is doing their job. Okay, I like that. There we go. Got a thumbs up here. That's good to see. Only 3 viewers. That's less than normal. It's like we didn't get notification or something.
It's probably YouTube being weird.
Well, I know that actually might not be completely YouTube's fault, because when you send out a bunch of notifications all at once, usually it doesn't send all of them. So this may just be normal.
Right.
I don't know.
That's true.
But I think, are we ready to actually discuss things?
So,
it's 3 minutes in. I think we should be good by now.
Hopefully.
Great. All right, so
I'm so sorry about that, you guys.
So this is I'm doing the video on this. I don't care. Now, this is
I had to
unacceptable for YouTube.
Yeah, it is for sure. They removed us and we barely didn't even talk that much.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, you saw the notification when we first went live, and that's the title that I tried to do it a second time, but both times that I had our title in it, like I usually do, obviously, but episode 5, of course, because it's the 5th episode.
Yeah, we did our normal title. Everything was fine, and we were going to have someone on. We're trying to get Glass Shadow on, but he didn't want to go on tonight. Benny lives like in the middle of nowhere and lives in a different time zone, so it makes things a little difficult. We completely understand that. That's okay. But so it was just gonna be us tonight, which was fine. Yeah, why they take down the stream today? We are going to get to that in just a second. The reason why we're doing this here on a Wednesday is, I think we can say this because we're both in the same graduating class, and we both go to the same school. So Johnny and me are both getting our diplomas tomorrow. So that's why it's right in the time that we usually do the podcast. Yeah. So we're going to be busy on Thursday. They're making a big to-do about it. I completely understand. So we're just doing it today instead of tomorrow. So you can understand that. Sorry for us having to get our diplomas for high school and shit, today, but that's for tomorrow. Yeah,
appreciate
it. Thank you, Mr. Stark. Yeah, so we're finally getting out in the world. We both have jobs right now, which is wonderful. Johnny, he's got 2, so he's doing pretty good. I'm going to be going to college in the fall, assuming that colleges are open in the fall. I sure hope so. But yeah, things are going quite well. We're just about to do our podcast as normal, and then this happens. We started up. Everything's fine. Everything is going smoothly. It's about the smoothest it's gone today since the beginning. We've always had timing issues with this thing, and now today we're going perfect. And then I start talking about what we're going to discuss today, bringing up what's going on, and then I mentioned the R word of the situation going on across the United States right now, and immediately we get taken down for copyright, or what was it, copyright, or what exactly was it?
It was against the terms. That's what.
It was against the guideline terms. YouTube's terms of service. We don't know what terms of service.
Yeah.
I said I'm sure it's nudity. Clearly, we are showing nudity in the stream, because that's clearly what it was. But honestly, we don't even know. We don't know why. The only thing I can think of is I think a split second before we got taken down, we discussed the what was going on. Yeah, there are multiple videos, hundreds, thousands even, across YouTube about what's going on. But no, God forbid that 2 YouTubers who have a combined under 1,000 subscribers discuss an issue going on in their own country. Yeah, God forbid that. We can't YouTube can't allow that. No, but freaking Jake Paul or Logan Paul can go literally loot a store. But we came to discuss about what's going on. Yeah, YouTube can't handle the heat, pretty much.
Right.
And then, there's smaller channels who don't. Well, yeah, we don't bring any money. We've gotten a combined $0 on our channels. We just do this for fun, basically. It was just a hobby for us, basically. And at this point, we don't know why. We don't know why we were taken down. So we were like, okay, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was something going on weird. I don't know why. But then we try it again. We make sure we don't talk about anything bad. So I was the only one talking in the second part of the podcast. I just said puppies and kittens and fluffy things. I said everything that was PC. I went out of my way to be the most PC person. I worship China. I said everything is about we don't have any culture, all the PC left-wing things you can think of that YouTube would just love. And we got taken down again for the same goddamn thing. We don't know why. We don't even know why. We don't know. We genuinely have no idea. And this isn't Johnny, this isn't a political channel. No. This is a gaming channel. Right. This is just to talk about The Walking Dead and play video games.
Yep.
We're gonna have Jake on, and I think we're gonna try to get him on next week. I think that's the game plan.
Next week.
I think that's what we're gonna try to get him on next week, hopefully. But we don't know why. Hopefully this stays up. So far, I haven't talked about anything divisive. but I don't know. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
See, Nolan Simpson's here in the chat. Welcome, buddy. But I don't know why. I would like an explanation from YouTube.
Yep.
I would like to know why. I am making a video on this. The time I get tomorrow, I am doing that because this is an outrage, simply said.
Right.
This is exactly what I have been trying to, speak out against. And I've done this with multiple different channels, whether it be Sabaton History, Night SGC,
Right.
anyone. That's basically what my channel's been about, is letting people speak in accordance with the First Amendment. That is what my channel has become. That is what I do. That's my thing, basically. I'm the free speech guy here on this little corner of the internet. and for someone that's this close to me to get censored for no reason, like, it was through Johnny's no fault of his own.
Right.
Also, European Hunger Games is still going to be a thing, aren't? Yes, it is going to be on the channel. I just haven't had the time to edit it yet. I have it recorded. I just got to edit it. It's going to take like a freaking hour, 2 hours to edit. So that's going to be a hot minute. But I'll head that out eventually. But this is an outrage, and I am extremely mad at YouTube right now. And I demand a full apology. And there's got to be something done. Something to some reparations. We're demanding reparations on YouTube.
I mean, as you see, I had to completely change the title to Random Podcast in order to actually get it to finally go through.
And we don't know how long this is going to last. Like, this could be taken down at any minute, which that's the scary part about this. I mean, I've stepped on YouTube's toes before. I've made videos that YouTube wouldn't like, and I've never had this issue. Like, I genuinely never had to worry about my stuff being taken down because I'm a small channel.
This is a first for me.
And Johnny's never had to have this issue because he's never talked about anything that YouTube would not like. So, and this is... I hate having this happen, though. When people get taken down because of the things I've said on their channel. If they want to take down my channel, I'll fight that on my own. But, please don't do that. I'd appreciate you don't do that. But for a guy to be taken down, his videos be taken down, simply because I was on here discussing an issue that Johnny, he didn't even say anything. Like, he said like 5 words in the first one, nothing in the second one. I was doing most of the talking. And for him to be, his channel be hit like this is just outrageous.
For sure.
So
100%.
At this point, there's a video coming out in the next day or so about this bullshit. I'm not happy. I am not happy. That's why if in the event that my channel does get taken down, in the event that I do lose my channel, I'm going to BitChute. I'll have my sports and gaming channel. I'll still keep that on there just to keep my name out on the platform. But I'd be moving to BitChute because I'm sick of this. I genuinely have a real issue with this, and I don't like it at all. So that's my thoughts on it, guys.
Yeah, and I might make a video on it too.
Welcome to the family. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think we need to have we need to execute Order 1776. Okay, come on. We get mods. Let's take care of that. All right. But basically, this is fun. So, anything else going on for you that's not fucking absurd?
So what I'm going to try to do if everything goes successfully for the whole time we're live, my plan is to hopefully put the name back in the title. That is the plan. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but that is the plan. So I mean, I have a feeling the reason why they attacked, is because of the title. I mean, clearly it had to be the title because when I changed it, they didn't do anything to me. So I don't know. But I mean,
yeah, that's the weird thing. It's like the title isn't provocative in any way.
right.
Opinions on the Dolphins. Which Dolphins? The animal Dolphins, Miami Dolphins. There's lots of different types of Dolphins. But I don't know which Dolphins you're referring to. If you're talking about the Miami Dolphins, then they're pretty trash from what I've seen. I don't really know.
Miami.
Oh, Miami. Well, it's Miami. Is there ever going to be a good sports team that comes out of there? The Hurricanes, the Dolphins, Marlins. They're all trash. Like, the Marlins haven't been good since Cabrera left. And what else? The Dolphins are trash since Saban left them. And the Hurricanes are just like the Miami Hurricanes image of themselves. They're a lot like my Michigan Wolverines. They have a massive ego, but in reality are just an average to below average, maybe even a little bit better. They're like an 8, 9, 10 win occasionally football team. Florida is a wonderful place if it's outside of Miami, but I would hate to live there. Yeah, that's fair. I wouldn't want to live there either.
No, neither would I.
Oh yeah, Rob's home to Germany in a few months. That's wonderful for her. That's yeah.
By the way, Glass Shadow X is not gonna. You probably wondered why he wasn't able to join in this one because he's in a different time zone. And he doesn't want to, and he does not want to discuss the topic with being live. Is what I'm getting from him at least.
Yeah, and that's fair. If that's what he wants to do, I can't force him to talk about it. But I was willing to give him a platform. I was willing to allow him to show his side of the story to a greater audience. And if he doesn't want to do that, that's completely up to him.
Right.
But I would like to get the person whose channel he allegedly deleted. I would like to get her side of the story. If we could find her, I'd be more than willing to host the podcast on my channel for that. Uses Twitter to stories. Oh, that's good. That's good for him. I have 35 Lightning 2. Okay, recently started. I didn't even know Jake had a Twitter, to be honest. I didn't even know. F-35 Lightning 2. It's a nice looking airplane. Honestly, it's a nice looking fighter jet.
Yeah, my bad on not updating you guys about the IronRaze podcast being today, by the way. My apologies.
Yeah, sorry about that, but we're still trying to figure out how podcasting works, so we're still working on that part.
I also was
I
was also very busy there too.
This is wonderful.
For the past couple of days, I was pretty dang busy, so I couldn't really get the. It didn't come to mind until today.
Yeah, I've been working a lot lately. Okay, thanks, Anton. I'll definitely get the link in there, and then I'll go follow him on Twitter. But yeah, I've been working you've been working a lot more than I have. I know that, Johnny. But I've been working from 1:30 to 7 lately. So I'm working the later shift.
Sure.
So that's been fun for me. Oh, it's Lynn. Okay, my bad. I thought you were Anton. That's on me.
So definitely subscribe to both channels. Iron Wolverine's channel will be in the description for sure.
Yeah, go check me out. I do fun stuff over there occasionally, but I don't expect much. I don't do a whole lot. Let's see. Oh, I got a friend request. Okay, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to discuss the riots?
Oh, why not? I don't think we have an issue with that. I think we can probably talk about it now. I think now's a good time. Now that YouTube isn't breathing down our necks, okay. Let's see. Yes, I actually do already follow Anton on Twitter. Or is that you or Anton? I don't know who owns that account. I thought it was. I'm fairly certain it's Anton. All right. Oh gosh. some shits on Twitter. Okay, let's get back to it.
The Iron Wolverine's mental asylum for political crackheads. Wow.
That's basically my Discord. That's Jake's account? Really? I thought that was Anton's account. That is... Yeah, I already follow him, actually. Sweet. Alright.
That works.
Alright. That works for me. That's wonderful. Okay. And it was recently motivated. I've actually... Has any actual evidence that was recently motivated come out yet? Hasn't been any. Still murder, though. From what... Okay, so I've seen the video. I saw what happened. And I am very confident to say that the guy that actually killed George Floyd is... From what I've seen, I do believe him to be racist. I can't completely confirm it, but it wouldn't shock me. Yeah, what he did was
it seems pretty racist.
Undisputedly an awful thing, and definitely against the ethics of what I would think would be taught in most police academies.
Right.
What he did was nothing short of murder. What he did was a complete crime and should be condemned. Now, from what I'm seeing, what I've heard is that he'll be charged with third-degree murder. Now, that could be upgraded to second-degree, possibly, but that's going to be tough to get because there has to be... there's a whole system behind it that I'm not an expert in America's legal system, so I don't really know. The autopsy said that he died of a heart attack that has been accused of... and that has been accused of second-degree murder report. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. But I heard... I didn't quite believe the whole heart attack thing when the autopsy came out, but I'm starting to come around and believe it. But I'm sure kneeling on the guy's neck for 8 minutes or 9 minutes or however long it was that's gotta do something. Like, that's gotta...
For sure.
That's gotta do something to mess someone up. Because if someone were to kneel on your neck for 9 minutes, if that doesn't kill you, it's going to mess you up for the rest of your life. Because that's depriving him of oxygen, which people need that, and you can't do that. It was excessive force, undoubtedly.
Oh yes, for sure.
100%. And I understand why people are mad. People have every right to be mad, and especially those in minority communities have every right to be mad and call this police brutality. Because it was police brutality.
Right.
It's something that it's a very dirty part of this country and has been for a long time. And is it a good thing? Absolutely not. I definitely denounce it when it happened.
Right.
Your great aunt died from trachea damage. So, yeah, that stuff can definitely kill people. And pretty much this, although... Well, it's terrible when it happens. I feel like the media is not helping anything.
No,
the media has lost almost all credibility at this point. And they really just... What I'm seeing from the media is that they have an agenda. Whatever helps that agenda, they will report the heck out of. They will report that to the day they die. Because, you know, why? Because they're trying to push an agenda. They're trying to push what they think. And not saying that there aren't good journalists and honest journalists inside of MSNBC or CNN, because there still are good journalists that want to bring out the truth, who want to show people the reality of what's going on. There are still good people left, but they're being outshadowed so much by people who only want to push an agenda. And those people are the ones that I cannot respect.
Right.
I remember when Blizzard and other companies banned or pushed people from criticizing China during the Hong Kong. Yeah. Yeah, and the Hong Kong protests, as far as I'm aware, are still going on. People have forgotten about that. There are still people out in Hong Kong fighting against an oppressive communist and what I've heard called fascist government in China. I don't know if they are fascist. I don't necessarily believe that they're fascist, but they're definitely pushing some boundaries that some would consider fascist.
For sure.
And it's something that I genuinely have a major issue with.
Right.
And I've said my stuff about the Hong Kong protests. I'm getting off track here, but what's going on here is I have a, you know what, let's change it here. I have no issue with people peacefully protesting. Peaceful protest, that is how you get things done. That is how you show that you're reasonable. That is how you show, that you're not just a bunch of thugs out there, being thugs, basically. And when I say thugs, I am not saying that is not synonymous with African Americans. That because there are plenty of people of all races in this country that are thugs. Thugs, that is how you act. You can only act like a thug. There is no description for a thug. There is only action of a thug, if that makes any sense to you guys. I just want to make that very clear because Trump got in some hot water about saying that kind of stuff and people jumped on him. But honestly, if the first thing you think about when you think of the word thug is a black person, then you got some own issues. You got some issues of your own. Like, that's a very backwards way of thinking. If that's the first thing that comes to your head when you think of the word thug. Johnny, any comments on that?
No, I mean I completely I could completely agree. I'm all for the regular protest. 100%. I mean, they have every right to be mad and angry, and I mean, even I'm upset as well. I mean, to see what happened. I
definitely saw that
angry.
As like, I don't know if angry is the word I would use to describe it, but I was definitely very concerned and very, like, whoa, what's that? You can't just be doing that. Like, I was very, I don't know if outrage is the right word, but I was definitely extremely concerned and distraught over what I saw. I think that's the best way to describe my feelings.
I had a bunch of different mixed feelings. I was angry. I was torn. I was, upset to see what happened. There was a bunch of different things that was going through me, seeing it. And I was really shocked. Yeah. And I was really shocked. That was the main good thing. I was really shocked. I was like, wait, what? Am I actually seeing this real? Like,
we've seen police brutality before. This isn't anything new, but for it to be that open and to have three other police officers behind this guy, seeing this all go down, that's there has to be some accountability there. And I am positive that this isn't the majority of the police force. This is a very, very small minority that think that that's acceptable.
Right.
But what we're seeing is that this is and during the protests, we're seeing levels of police brutality within the protest that we haven't seen this quickly in this short of a span since I can remember. I can't remember a time since the civil rights era when that was going on, when Martin Luther King when he was alive protesting, when this level was going down, which is unbelievable. This is unprecedented for this time in history.
Yep.
And which really it's shocking just how much I've seen over the last few days.
Oh yeah.
Just there have been actions by multiple different police forces, and I've seen police officers covering up their badge number, covering up their name, so that they do anything, you can't get a name. You only have pictures of what they look like. You can't get a name, can't get a badge number, and I know for a fact that's something you can't do. That's simply something that's against. I'm pretty sure it's against regulation. I don't think you can do that if you're in the police force, and that needs to be cracked down on. And what I've been hearing is police reform. I would love to see some level of reform. I just don't know how you go about it, though. I I have never had to think of this at this level. How do you reform so many different police forces across the country? Like, there's no way it's a one size fits all scenario.
Yep.
You can't have you can't have the same reform thing, the same levels of reform for different places. Like,
Yep.
a reform that would work for the New York City Police Department would not work for a police department in a small town of like a few hundred people in like Montana or something.
Right.
Because those are dealing with massively different police forces. Like, they're just completely different sizes, completely different terrain, completely different everything.
Right.
Like, a rural town in Montana, for example, has very little in common with the New York City Police Department.
Sure.
So it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all scenario, but I just don't know how it can be done. If you guys got any ideas, I would love to hear them. Drop them in my Discord, the comments section, whatever you want. I would love to hear about this.
For sure. Yeah, it's just it's devastating. It's really devastating to see, and it's just it's going overboard. It's going really crazy,
and from what I've been seeing within the protest, there are a lot of good people out there protesting, and they have every right to protest. I completely endorse people peacefully protesting. That is something I completely agree with. Go right ahead. But then we have what we're seeing is Antifa infiltrators. Members of Antifa who want a fight, who want this to get violent. And you know what? Those people, they are pushing a political agenda through force. And you know what we call them? We call them terrorists. And that is what Antifa is. I'm going to say this once, I'm going to say this clearly, and I will not rescind this statement right here. I will not apologize for it. I will not rescind it. I will not condemn what I'm about to say. Antifa is a terrorist organization. Plain and simple. They seek to divide this country, and from what I've seen, I don't know if they're complete, but they seem to be anarchists. I don't know if all of them are anarchists, but from what I'm seeing, they look and act like they are anarchists.
Yep.
Better dead than red. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. But that's the thing. Anarchists, they're not quite communists, because even during the times of the Russian Revolution, yeah, the communists and the anarchists, they did fight together. But after the whites had been crushed, the white Russian old monarchist army, once the white army fell, they were called the Blacks. That was the name of the organization. There was the Reds, the Whites, and the Blacks. That was for the Russian Revolution. And once the Whites had been crushed, the Reds turned on the Blacks who were in Ukraine at the time and crushed them, basically. Because even the Soviets knew that that communism, or then not the communism, the anarchy was something that could not be done. That just simply would not work. They even people that far left at that time in history knew that it was a bad idea.
Sure.
I'd be writing paragraphs if it wasn't a game. I don't know what you mean there. But okay. But also, what I've been seeing is... What else have I been seeing? I've been seeing a lot of property destroyed, and that's something... Yes, I understand property can be replaced, lives can't, but also the livelihoods of people who've had their businesses destroyed, that's something it's not impossible to replace, but it is very, very, very difficult. I mean, like, there was an example. A guy spent everything he had on a sports bar. He had to close it up because of the coronavirus situation. And he had just recently opened it up. But he had to cancel his insurance to save money. And then when the riots started, his business was utterly destroyed. He doesn't have insurance anymore. His livelihood has been destroyed over this. And for what? Because a bunch of anarchist Antifa members, I believe them to be Antifa members, I can't confirm that, but from what I've seen, it's a bunch of people who wish to divide and destroy this country. And people like that simply don't belong. They simply cannot, unless they are able. If you want to advocate for anarchy, all right, you can do that. I don't have an issue with people advocating for it. But do what the rest of us do. Peacefully protest. If you want to do that, if you want to hold pro-anarchist rallies, go right ahead. That's fine. But if you're going to go and attack people and destroy their livelihoods, destroy their property, destroy everything they've worked for, then people have the right to defend property. And if you're caught doing that, if I'm owning a business and I see a guy trying to break into my business, I have every right under the law to shoot that guy. And honestly, can you blame him? Like, if you have a gun of any sort, if you have it registered, if you have your gun for self-defense or whatever it may be, or for whatever reason you may have it, and you've gotten it legally, then you have every right to take out that person that's trying to hurt you, your family, or your property. That is I believe that's one of your constitutional rights. And you can use it to the full extent if that's under one of those scenarios. It's not just Antifa, it's any leftist teenager that they get their hands on a brick, they're opportunistic assholes. Yeah. That's absolutely right. And there are also people that I've seen people stacking bricks out in the middle of the street. How do those get there? People won't just leave bricks in the middle of the street. There are people facilitating this. People giving them every chance to do that. Right. And no one knows who these people are. Well, there's so much going on that I don't know about, that no one knows about. I don't know what's going on with that. Why are people facilitating this? Are they asking for this country to fall into a civil war? Is this what these far left extremists actually want? America to fall into a civil war?
Right.
Once I graduate, I'm joining the North Koreans. I've actually heard that there are Korean business owners that are actually that are having their businesses destroyed, just like in the LA riots, and they're getting on the roofs. Just saying, the North Koreans are back. And they have every right to do what they want. They have every right to defend their property, just as anyone else in this country can. Yes, revolution is the goal, and genociding of all right-wingers. That's a huge issue, because genocide of any kind, whether it be of an ethnic group, a race, a religion, or even any group, any group or any people, a genocide is something that the overwhelming majority of us here in the Western world condemn, because shocker, killing groups of people for things that they cannot control or for what they are is simply not a good thing. We don't like that. That's been done before, and it doesn't get a lot of support from the international community. Anton was talking to me earlier, he said back in 2016 when Antifa came public, his father commented that back in the day, those people would be re-educated. Yeah. Especially in the Soviet Union, if you were an anarchist, you were sent to a gulag. If you're an anarchist in America today, you join Antifa. And don't be fooled by them calling themselves anti-fascists. While fighting against fascism is a noble cause, I completely understand that. There aren't a lot of fascists left in the country. Yeah. There are so few actual fascists. I'd be willing to bet that I could put every fascist in the state of Michigan into a room the size, I could fit every fascist inside of the Middle High Gymnasium. I could fit every fascist in the state of Michigan in the Middle and High Gymnasium. I could almost guarantee it. I'd be willing to put $100 on. I guarantee it. There are so few. It's such a low percentage of the population. It's like 1% of the population wouldn't even begin to, like, that's so low. It's so below 1%. There are so few fascists and so few, quote, anti-fascists that there's a demand for fascism for these people. They want to go and bash the fash, as they say. But really, there aren't any more fascists. There is no major fascist political party in this country. Right. Sure, there's an American Nazi party, but they don't do anything. They haven't won any seats in Congress. They have no power. There's no fascists on the Supreme Court or any of the local judges. Because if you're an open fascist in this country, you're seen with a hatred that hasn't been seen since in a long time. People don't like fascism. Right, left, and center, no one likes them. No one likes fascists. Don't be fooled by their use of the civil rights movement to peddle their own. Yeah, they are completely hijacking, and I don't necessarily endorse. How am I going to say this without getting people pissed off at me? I don't have an issue with people saying Black Lives Matter, because if you want to say that, go right ahead. But the actual organization, Black Lives Matter, I don't necessarily endorse them. They have some there are some questionable things in the past, and I'm not ready to endorse them yet. If I see that the organization Black Lives Matter is actually the one that's trying to be peaceful, then yes, I will endorse them. But as of right now, I don't really necessarily have any evidence for or against if they are behind peaceful protests. People are using the hashtag Black Lives Matter thing on Twitter. That's fine, but I don't know if it's the actual organization that's necessarily the one we should be giving all the credit to.
Right.
Funniest thing is that Martin Luther King Jr. supported almost polar opposite things they did. Yeah, honestly, the sad reality of this is that if Martin Luther King was alive today, he would be considered far right. Like, I don't know far right, but he would definitely be considered on the right wing spectrum, which is somewhat sad because I always considered him to be somewhat of a left wing to the centrist person that just wanted equality, and his goals were noble. He definitely had noble goals, and I completely endorse the guy. God bless him. But this is definitely not what he envisioned. I don't think this is at all the America. When we literally have race riots here in 2020, no. This is not what he would have wanted. I assure you that.
Yeah, this is just insane.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see anything coming to this. Like, I understand peaceful protesting and I endorse it, but is this really going to get anything done? What's to say that this is the one that breaks the camel's back? How do we know? Yeah, this is a big one, but nothing. Not that I can remember any massive policies came out of the LA riots. Right. No extreme policies on a national level that I can remember came out during those riots. So what's to say this is any different? What's going to be different between this one and the LA riots? What's going to be the legacy of these protests? Yeah. I heard MLK. I heard somewhere that MLK actually held Marxist beliefs, which is what made the U.S. government suspicious of him. Well, back in the '60s, America definitely we still don't like communists, but we hated them even more back then. And honestly, if someone wanted to take out Martin Luther King and discredit him, calling him a Marxist would be one of the best ways I could think of doing it. Because that was basically calling someone a communist, Johnny, in the 1960s would be like calling someone a racist Nazi Klansman today. That was the equivalent. Sure. You could have your life destroyed by someone calling you. If someone credible called you a communist in the 60s, you're done. Like, you're shunned by your friends, shunned by your family. You're done. It's just over. Pack it up. Go home. You're done.
Gotcha.
I know you're probably, this is like some heavy stuff, but this is heavy stuff. We
Yeah.
live in
For sure,
very,
but
very troubling times.
yeah, right now for surely. My God.
And like, I'm having to
I mean, I agree with
word
the.
everything I say so precisely because if I misspeak, if I say something wrong, then that's it. I could lose a lot if I misspeak on even one thing. And chances are, I'm not perfect. I may say the wrong thing occasionally, but I assure you, I do everything I can just try to say what I genuinely believe and try to say it in the most respectful manner as I can.
Yeah.
Speaking of Reds, Anton's great grandfather, his journal stuff about the Russian Revolution and the Civil War mentioned in it. He finally let me look at it. Well, I would love to hear more about that, honestly, because that's a piece of history. That's generally a very interesting thing. So I don't know if we'll discuss this later. I actually live about 2 blocks from where he grew up and went into the middle school, which is moving into the old building, which is abandoned, where he went. I'll tell you about the DMs. Okay, we can talk about that later. But yeah, oh yeah, no, you live in Atlanta, so that's wonderful. But yeah, that's there.
Oh my God.
I think we don't have a dialogue. I think that many of the minority communities in this country, and definitely more of the white communities in this country, unfortunately, we've kind of isolated ourselves from one another. And it's really unfortunate because there are both aspects of each culture that I think could definitely benefit each other. So,
Right.
like, I think if we all, this is what America is, people from different cultures combining to create America, the greatest culture the world has ever seen. Why is it the greatest culture the world has ever seen? Because we've taken the best aspects of every culture in the world, combined them into one culture, making America.
Yeah. True on that.
I rest my case. I rest my case. I think that
Yeah. No.
we need to actually have a discussion. I know people have been saying that, but it's not happened. I don't know when it's going to happen.
Well,
I'm
violence.
simply a dude that's just got a
Yeah.
YouTube channel. I'm just a random dude, but
Violence
maybe
is.
someone influential will hear this. Maybe they'll strike me down and hit me with that ban hammer on YouTube and Twitter and destroy my career. But hey, that's just my opinion on it. I'm just a single dude. You're more than welcome to have your opinion on it. America had a culture until the 1990s. Yeah, that's the thing. Up until the 1990s, we had a common enemy. The Soviet Union was the common enemy. That was we were united around fighting a single enemy. We've always been like that. This is an unprecedented time. The 1990s up until today, there has not been a global power to threaten us. When America first started, we were fighting the British. Then we were expanding out into the great frontier of the plains and all the way off to California. And then that takes us up once we finally hit the coast. We started going out into the ocean. And we've always been expanding, and then when we stopped expanding around the time of the Spanish-American War, we fought against the Spanish. We had a common enemy then. Takes us up to about around World War One. We had the common enemy, the Germans and the Austro-Hungarians and the Ottomans. We were fighting against the Central Powers.
Sure.
Then we were worried about our own stuff. We had the Great Depression. We had something united around us because we were all broke. Everyone was broke. Then take us to World War II. We had a common enemy, the Nazis and the Japanese. We had an enemy then. It takes us up and we right after that. We had no time to relax. We're right into the Cold War against the Soviets. Then China falls to communism. We're worried about we had the Korean War, the Vietnam War. We was always fighting we were fighting communism, that great big enemy of communism that had been looming over us since the days of the Russian Revolution, just after World War One. And then when the Soviets fell and China became basically a third world nation for a few decades, we didn't have an enemy. There was no more British Empire. Germany wasn't a threat. They were still trying to reunify, and they were still tiny on the world scale.
Right.
We didn't nothing. There was no one on Earth that could threaten us. Then we got relaxed. Then we always had something to distract us. There was always something that could distract us. We could kick the can of these internal what's the word I'm looking for? Not domestic policy. We were worried. We never had to worry about domestic policies as much, so we always had foreign issues to worry about. Now there aren't nearly as many foreign issues. Yeah, we have the wars in the Middle East, but those are a world away. And yes, many of us, definitely a lot of people have family that are fighting over there, but for a lot of people, many people don't. Many people just don't have a connection over there. And honestly, we shouldn't even be over there to begin, honestly, but that's a whole other story. But we've always had a common enemy. We've always had something to fight against or something to do to distract us from a civil policy. And now that we don't have that, ever since the 1990s, that's when we had to look into ourselves. And that's why we have all these problems, because this is basically at least 100 years of people we never had to worry about this. Now all of a sudden there are domestic issues are right up in our face, and this is how it's unfolding. This is going to take a long time to unfold. This is going to take at least the rest of our lifetimes to get resolved. Will it happen, or is America just going to go the way of Yugoslavia and just fall apart? Is that going to happen? I sure hope not. I kind of like this country. But is it going to happen? Is there going to be another civil war? Right. I don't know.
Hard to say.
I can't say it right now. I don't know.
Hope not.
But I sure hope not.
Yes, hope not. But that's all we can do is hope. But yes, totally for the protest, but against destroying the businesses and destroying people that have nothing to do with the situation that they're doing this for. And they deserve no right. You know, it's just as wrong as the cop doing that to George. You know.
Yeah.
It's just as bad.
Yeah, that was an absolute injustice.
It's just ridiculous. And it needs.
I understand.
Stop, you know, so
good.
I'm not blaming the cops for having their shields on and having all their crazy equipment on, because they kind of have no choice.
That's because we're all afraid. Everyone is afraid. Everyone's afraid of what's going to happen. Is this going to boil over so much that we lose stuff? Is the common person, like the average person here in Michigan, are we going to be affected? Am I going to be affected? Is my family going to be affected by this?
Yeah.
That's what people are afraid of. And whenever you have large amounts of fear, that's going to breed anger. It always has, always will. Right. And what happens?
Yeah, you don't want that
when you have and what happens when you have two sides that are very, very angry at each other? What's the only thing that can happen? Violence. And that is what we're seeing right now. The police are scared because they see from their perspective, they see an angry mob. They see an angry mob who just wants them dead. And they're petrified of that. And can you blame them? Can you honestly blame the police officers right now that are scared of they don't know, they might get doxxed. They might get harassed. They might have their families harassed. They're scared. The protesters are scared. They don't know if they're going to get killed that day. They don't know if the police are just going to start open firing on them. That they're scared too. Everyone is scared. And it's going to lead to violence, and it already has. That's why we have this situation right now. Everyone's scared. Now, if I don't know how to resolve this, and I wish I knew, but as of right now,
it's not a simple answer.
It's not a simple answer. It's not something I can put like a fancy sentence together that rhymes. It's not going to be like that. You can't, like, I like to be able to, chop things up and put them into packages and, dissect it like that. But this is one of those things. To do that would take years of understanding every point of view. That's what I like to try to do, is know every point of view on a subject and discuss it from a neutral point of view and explain both sides.
I'm also
But with this situation,
right.
it's very hard to do because I don't know both sides.
Now, what do you think
I'm
about
not a police officer.
No,
I'm not a minority person in this country.
now, what do you
I don't have either one of those points of view.
now, wait a minute. What do you think about the people that they're saying, well, they're doing right on destroying the property and such like that because their anger and all that stuff, and they're doing it for George Floyd, and all that. What do you think about that? What is your opinion on that?
The people that are rioting and burning down, and like, why would you want to burn down your own neighborhood? Riots don't work. When you see a bunch of people rioting and burning down a neighborhood, just places on fire, that's not going to breed, oh, I completely agree with them. That's never going to happen. You're going to get people angry. You're going to want people, there's going to be more anger. That's not going to help anything.
Well,
that's adding more fuel to the fire.
Well, half of those
We're
people
trying to put water on
majority of the people that are destroying stuff don't even know George Floyd.
Yeah.
They're not even doing it because of him. They're just doing it because.
Some of these people are just looking to get some anger out. And I understand you're angry, but burning down a neighborhood, and some of these people are coming from out of state. They don't even live there, and they're just burning it down. They're burning down a neighborhood of people they don't even know. And people are burning down their own neighborhoods just because they're angry and mad. I understand you're angry and mad, but this is not how you go about it. Nothing has ever been solved by rioting. There's never been a peaceful compromise, a peaceful dialogue established. There's never been anything like that by rioting. Nothing good's ever come of a riot. Can you name me one time in history when anything good came of a riot? Gandhi didn't push the British out of India by rioting.
Right.
Let's read the comments here real quick because this is some high stress debate here. This is exactly what I wanted this podcast to be like. America, okay. America's is a melting pot, not like a salad bowl like Yugoslavia or Austria-Hungary. Good point. That's why those two collapsed, because there wasn't integration. If you want a diverse nation to survive, you have to either balkanize it or it has to integrate. It's from what I have seen, that is the only two ways. If there's another way, I'd be willing to take a look at it. Either America fall and the world falls, the PRC, or America unites. No leftists I have seen in the 21st century supported America on this. Yeah, because from what I have seen, from my personal point of view, I think the greatest threat to America and American sovereignty is the Chinese communists. They are they're not extremely far left, but they're authoritarian left. And they believe in almost the exact opposite of what I believe. I'm out here a freedom-loving, free speech-loving, Second Amendment-loving, libertarian American. I'm a normal right-wing person of an American. Like, I'm fairly normal. I'm not too extreme. I'm not a centrist, but I'm still not extreme. I just want people to be able to go out and do things they like. I just don't want the government telling me what I can do, what I have to do all the time, or things that I can't do. I just don't want the government becoming authoritarian. It's closer to socialism and fascism. It's nationalist socialism. Shit, where have I seen that from? Huh. That's
they only care about
nationalist socialism.
They only care about
socialism with Chinese characteristics. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, actually. I don't think I've ever heard it described like that. But that is extremely accurate, I think. That's a great way of putting it. Yeah, no one seems to be talking about David Dorn. Okay, David Dorn, he was a 77-year-old former police officer, I believe, that he was out defending a pawn shop and he was killed by rioters. A 77-year-old man was killed by rioters because he was defending a pawn shop. Did I mention that David Dorn is black, by the way? So apparently the media isn't mentioning this. I haven't heard any mentions from any media outlets, any major ones.
Yeah,
at
this
least,
is a first for me.
Outside of maybe Fox News, maybe they've covered it. But
maybe they did.
I don't know if any of the left-wing media has or not. But I wish they would, because that's definitely a story. Let's see. CCP and PRC aren't communists, though. Right now, the Chinese communists, they're not your character. Like, if you think communism, most people think the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union and the Chinese communists right now, they are not. That's not the same idea. That's not the same communism. That's a totally different form of communism.
No, he's saying.
Like I said, socialism with Chinese characteristics, I think, is the best way to put it.
He's saying
I don't really.
He's saying that CCP and PRC are closer to socialism and fascism. I think that's what he's saying, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's like a weird, unholy hybrid of socialism and fascism, which that is two ideologies I despise, and I don't like them at all.
Right. Yeah.
That's something that's a scary thing.
What's up, Incredible Batman Justice? Welcome in.
Hey, how's it going, Devin? As I said about the PRC, isn't a picture of stability either. America collapsing probably won't mean a Chinese world. True, China's got their own issues, but there is one thing they have that we don't. What China can do is they can. I'm gonna get to that comment in a second, Devin. But what the Chinese communists can do is that they can suppress their population. They can just openly shoot their people if they protest, and they don't care. They do not give a singular grain of a fuck. They'll just shoot their. We've seen this at Tiananmen Square. Yes, Tiananmen Square happened, Johnny. I'm sorry for getting your channel deleted.
Nice.
But yeah, Tiananmen Square, 1989, it happened. Dozens, hundreds even, protesters were killed by the Chinese Communist Party because they were protesting for democracy. That is what they're protesting against. That was what they're protesting for, and the Chinese communists rolled out tanks and killed them all. That is where Tank Boy went. Yeah. Let's see. Democratic socialism is complete BS. Yeah, pretty much. The Soviet Union wasn't communist either. They were not communists because they never got that far, but they definitely were socialists. The CCP literally called itself socialism with Chinese characteristics. Yeah, that actually makes sense. You're right about that, actually. I didn't know that, but I'm taking your word for it. The riots are for...
dumbass fuckers.
That's way too simple of a way to put it. You can't simply describe it like that in that few words. I just don't think it's possible to accurately describe it with with 6 words. You can't. No protest in China. Of course not. China's utopia. Okay, I'm kind of politically weird, but I believe in completely parliamentary police force. Aaron can't read. You know I can't read. I'm
pretty sure.
I don't really know how a parliamentary police force would work. Hit me up on Discord. I want to discuss that. It's actually.
I'm pretty sure there's a reason why I didn't want to say that, and that's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, these are. Oh, paramilitary force. My bad. I thought. I read it as parliamentary, which I was like, what the hell? How's that going to work? But paramilitary forces, how exactly? I don't really know how that would work, though. I mean, I guess I kind of get how it would work, but I just don't. One part of me wants law and order, but the other part of me knows that this is going to end bad. We already have a militarized police force. If we make them any more militarized, that's more power for the government. I don't necessarily think the government could responsibly handle.
Right.
So I'm kind of torn on that. That's something that I don't necessarily disagree with or agree with. I'm not going to condemn it or promote it. So I don't necessarily know. It's just replace the police with PMCs. Yeah, I don't really know what a PMC. I'm gonna look that up actually, because I don't know as much as you guys think I know, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, what exactly is a PMC?
Trump should stop this if police and National Guard won't stop. Fair point. Fair point. I mean, yeah.
PMC.
I mean, yeah. Private military contractors. Mercs, basically.
Preventative maintenance checks and services. Or PIM. Okay. And I said that are checks services.
He already said
okay, so it's like, I guess it's like
he
Army police or something like that? Armed Forces police?
Private
like
military contractors.
Okay, private military contractors. Okay, that's actually, that's an idea. That's an interesting idea. I haven't heard that brought up before. But I like, man, libertarian me likes that idea. But I don't, that sounds really expensive though. That's the problem with that. I mean, basically mercenaries. Okay, I get that. But how, if you hired a complete mercenary police force,
ever heard
that's got to be expensive. Like the money issue, and that put a lot of cops out of business right now.
I gotta talk to you on these.
We don't have a military. We don't? I thought we did. Like Darkwater. I've never seen that show or movie, so I don't really know. Trump should stop this if the police and National Guard won't stop. Trump can't physically go out and stop him. He's in a bunker right now. So I don't really know what Trump himself can't do much, but I think if this gets any worse, the National Guard needs to be sent out. I think they have an attempt to spell mercenaries, but okay. Ever heard of Darkwater? I have not, actually. I'd love to hear about it. I gotta talk with you all on these podcasts. Nolan, I would love to have you on. I absolutely would. Except I guarantee you would be dropping the N-word so many times you're gonna get everyone's channel just nuked off of YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not a movie. It's a American Corporation of Private Military Contractors. Oh, that's awesome. That actually, I like that idea. Do you hear about the bank was broken into and heat up? What? No, what, Devin? Did you hear about a bank was broken into to heat up Hot Pockets? That, I love that. That's funny. Like, I understand damages done to banks and everything, but to heat up Hot Pockets, my dude, that's legendary. No, I'm pretty good about cursing. Yeah, okay, like swearing here on the channel, I don't have a problem with that.
That grammar is offensive.
But, that
that's
grammar.
Fine, Nolan. I don't care. You can swear.
That's fair.
I don't give a
That's
shit.
fair. To heat up a Hot Pocket.
It was on the news.
Excuse me, it is past my bedtime. But yeah, Devin, please, English. I see my English needs practice. I don't know. Honestly, English is just an absolute shit show of a language. So if it sounds like it's bad, it might be, might not be. I honestly have no idea. But yeah, I need to look that up. Actually, I'm gonna. Okay. Let's check Twitter real quick.
I speak my own language.
Hey, that's a good defense, actually, Devin. That's a quick-witted response. I like that.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's see.
Fair enough.
But
I do agree with you,
going
Devin.
to come through Twitter. Yeah, but from what I've been seeing, some of this, like some of it on the ground, and it looks like a war zone. It literally looks like a Call of Duty server.
Bird up.
Like it looks like it's from a video game.
Right.
Like it looks up. Oh, bird up! Everyone in chat. Bird up. but it looks like a war zone out there. And eventually, law and order must be established. Any nation that that refuses law and order is doomed to fall. It's just as simple as that. Now, I will fight the rioters if they break into my house. Devin, if a rioter breaks into your house and you have a firearm or a knife or even anything you got, you have every right to defend yourself, your family, and your property. Go right ahead, buddy. But I doubt there are the most northern riots that I've seen. I've seen protests in Saginaw, but I haven't seen any riots in Saginaw. I've seen protests, but I've heard there's been some riots down in Lansing, but that's about the closest we've seen. But there hasn't been anything in my neck of the woods, at least. So that's fortunate. If Trump doesn't do anything, he's Nero. If Trump does do something, he's a dictator. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've just stopped watching the mainstream media altogether because they are just so, they're openly biased now. They just don't even care about covering up. They just care about getting their agenda out. And that's why their ratings are just so terrible. I guarantee if CNN and MSNBC didn't have the backing they did, no one would ever, no, they'd be out of business in a week. I think Nick at Night reruns are getting more views than CNN at the moment. So that's something good. I'll watch Water with, I think he's trying to say louder with Crowder, but it's not how you spell Crowder. There's a W in there. I have a Luger. Oh, ooh. And I have no idea how to use it. Fear me. I don't know the gun laws in Germany. I wish they were more American, but if you do have one and someone breaks into your house, I would recommend, if you do have it and you intend to use it, then I would recommend I would hope that you would get yourself trained on it. I would hope that you actually know how to use it properly, because anyone that has handled firearms like I have, you have to know how you're using it, know how it works. You must know how to fire it, because if you have a gun and you don't know how to use it, you are just as much a danger to yourself and the people around you as it would be to someone you're trying to defend yourself against. I know how to use guns. Fear the fuck
of me.
I don't know if that grammar is the best, Devin, but I get your point. And yes. And Kingslayer, once again, fashionably late. Fortunately, we're not ending the podcast just yet. We're going to keep this going. I think at this point we need to just end every podcast the minute Kingslayer shows up. So, watch for Recoil Bird Up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know. I've never fired a Luger before, but I don't know how those work exactly. But I would definitely recommend getting, I don't know, do you intend on shooting it anytime at all? Because if you do, then I recommend figuring out how to use it first. Wait, my father owns a pistol, so guns are allowed back home. Okay, that's good to see that Germany does have good, allows guns, which is good to see. I've gone shooting a few times, and I'm not good at anything except the M1917 revolver. Okay. I need to look that up, actually. I need to see what those look like.
Kinkster says lame-o, that'd be so fucked up. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that would, I have, Kingslayer, you seem to be a nice guy. I'm not going to do that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a nice looking, okay, that's, Johnny, if you don't know what it looks like, it's like a standard revolver, honestly, so it's a nice looking revolver. Looks nice. But from what I'm seeing, the world's going on fire. Man in Texas was beaten up near death. Where in Texas? Texas is a map.
Oh. Well, maybe I shouldn't have reloaded that. What? Wait, hold on. My apologies.
Live over there?
My apologies. Repeat that again. Sorry. I was trying to get your picture to load in. Did you send me a picture?
No, I never sent anything.
Oh, okay.
I was just telling you, just like the revolver that Nolan's talking about is like a standard revolver.
Yeah.
It looks like a gun, but it's just a standard revolver.
Gotcha.
Shoot magnums. Okay. It was on Steven Crowder. Okay, man, need to watch that later. Yeah. Basically, I think I've covered just about everything that I want to talk about today.
For sure.
Let's check Twitter. Actually, let's check that shit show we call Twitter. Imagine actually being
knowing Twitter, man. We know how that works.
Twitter. Like, I know Keemstar has been talking about this a lot. Like that Keemstar H1 or H3 situation, that's died. Like that died overnight. That was funny though. Yeah, Russian hacker. He posted, or not posted. He retweeted a guy that there's a picture on Twitter of this little girl. Like she's got to be like 3 or 4 years old, like little, like preschool, kindergarten kind of age. And she's holding up a sign that has an arrow pointing to her. It says "privileged" # Black Lives Matter. That's disgusting. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I understand if you want to go and post on Twitter that Black Lives Matter. Sure, go ahead, do whatever you want. But let's leave children out of this. All right, they don't care, especially children that young. All right, leave them out of this. Like it's just a kid. They don't care about this. They're just trying to watch the Backyardigans and Teletubbies, all right? They're just trying to, be kids. Let's let them have that.
All right, don't bring them into this. What's up, Killer Darker? Yeah, how you doing?
All right, welcome to the stream, buddy. All right, Jake taught my cousin how to shoot it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Jake Paul went to a Mall of Riders. I saw that. All lives matter. Yes, I can agree to that. But unfortunately, for some reason, saying all lives matter suddenly became racist. Like, I don't know what happened with that. Like, it was always like an accepted thing. Like, yeah, of course, all lives matter.
Yeah, I stated that.
But now that's like a hate. That's like hate speech. Like,
I said
that happened overnight for some reason.
Yeah, I said that as a tweet, and that tweet freaking blew up, and people were constantly going at me because of me saying it. So.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, I did get 60. I got
all
60,
lives do matter.
I got 65.
Jesus Christ!
I got 65 likes on it, I think. So I mean,
how many comments? Because you might have got ratioed.
Hold on. I gotta find it. Give me a.
Yeah, go to the tweet. The children don't care, but people care about the children. Yeah, that's the thing. Will this be right or left? It doesn't.
I got 119 likes, 3 retweets, and 32 comments.
Okay, you didn't get ratioed, fortunately, but that could have been worse. For those of you who don't know, ratioed is what happens when you get more comments than you do likes. Usually that means that you said something dumb. Usually, at least. It doesn't always mean that, but usually that means Twitter didn't like what you said. But yeah. What my big issue is that there are some rules in politics and life and stuff like that. A, you don't go after children. Leave them out of this. If they're under, like, if you go to an elementary school, leave them out of politics. Like, I didn't even have an opinion on anything until I was since the 2016 election. I didn't give a shit about politics. I was a kid. I didn't care. I was worried about what Marvel movie was coming out next. I didn't care. Right. Like, I was literally waiting for the next Avengers movie, but I didn't care.
Right.
When it's saying all lives matter is like saying, I can't say that right now. I can't say what Devin just said, but yeah, hail that guy. But yeah, like that's not an equivalent. One was said by an authoritarian madman who wanted to kill people. And one is said by people that are literally saying that every life matters.
Yes. Black
lives, white lives, Asian lives, Hispanic lives, every life matters. That's not a controversial statement.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact in our modern world. because
that's exactly what I stated,
a person's life in Compton and a person's life in Midland, they mean the same. In terms of life, they are equal.
That's what I said.
Sure,
I said all lives
life
matter.
experiences may be different, jobs may be different, who they are, what they believe may be different, but if you boil that all away and go down to simply a person, a heartbeat, a consciousness, both of them are equal. I rest my case.
Well, this one tweet had a thing saying delete this post, and then another one said a triangle, an upside down triangle, and it said no. It's like, what the heck?
Do they have their pronouns in the bio? Because if they do, I know exactly how they believe.
This one person said saying all lives matter in response to Black Lives Matter is like saying the fire department should spray down all the houses in the neighborhood, even though only one house is on fire, because all houses matter. Yes, your house matters too, but your house is not on fire.
That's a very, very terrible way to put it. Like, that's a bad example. That's like, that doesn't make any sense. This isn't a house fire. All right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. I can't even think of a good one for a house fire. Like, okay, yeah, saying it's in response to Black Lives Matter. Okay. I just think that, sure, this is my point of view.
Dumbass.
I don't, because that's the thing. I don't have every point of view. I wish I did. But I'm one dude. I'm living one life at the moment. I can't really do anything. I can't, like, I'm not black. I don't have that point of view. I'm not Hispanic. I don't have that point of view. I'm not Asian. I don't have that point of view. Yeah, Americans. Is this, Hans, is this how the rest of the world sees us? As a bunch of whiny bitches? Because if so, I'm sorry. Like, on behalf of America, bro, I'm sorry. Over here, liberal refers to what you call, okay, yeah, like, so libertarian. Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense. Like, so over in Germany, I'd be considered a liberal because I'm a libertarian. That actually makes sense. All right, that honestly, German politics sounds a lot more calm than what we have here, at least at the moment. But man, it's getting late. It's almost midnight over here. Well. Yeah, classical liberal. Classical liberal is definitely something different than a liberal. There's a lot of classical liberals that I know. I don't cry for any. I'm a true man. I'm a conservative. There is a time and a place to cry for everything. If you cry over everything, that's not good. But if you don't cry at anything, then you need to get your heart checked. But there is a time and a place to cry. Like, if someone you were very close to dies, that's perfectly acceptable. If something, like, if your pet dies, yeah, you've every right to cry. Like, Devin, you've cried before, I assure you. But there's an extreme. Like, there's, like, Devin, he's a further right person, and that's fine. He's open to his opinion, but if his opinions can't hold up to someone else's opinions, then chances are he may not be right.
He's saying that.
So that's just, yeah. European conservatives call for more government and protect traditionalism. American conservatives call for less government, but want to protect tradition. Yeah, there's a conservative means different things. Like, if you go to the Middle East, conservative is what we would call, conservative in the Middle East is like way far right. Like, they're absolutely out there when it comes to right-wingness. But yeah, there's definitely that's the difference between America and most European countries, is that we're completely different politically than, like, I would be considered far right in Germany, I guarantee you, because I'm a moderate right-wing person over here. So just everything is more left-wing, especially in France. Less government, their job is for safety of nation. Yeah, okay. There are only 2 times a man may cry. When a child was born, ending of Terminator 2. Okay, that's. I've seen the first Terminator, but I haven't seen Terminator 2. Probably should watch that. So yeah, I should probably do that.
I think we should call it good here, though. We're coming up to midnight. What do you think?
I think it was a great place to end off because I'm already starting to yawn. Terminator 2 made me smile. Devin, I'm sure it did. I think it's a great place to end it off here. This has been a very, very, very enlightening discussion. It's good to get these thoughts out in the world, because I definitely don't like them all piled up in my head. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. We got 8 likes. Let's try to hit 10. Don't tell Jake that. No, your secret's safe with me. Devin, chill. All right, just chill, buddy. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Check out all the channels involved. Check out IronRaze Gamer's channel, his Twitch, his everything, his Discord,
Links
his Twitter, and all those fun
description.
stuff in the description pretty soon. Thank you everyone for watching. We definitely appreciate that. Everyone who showed up. Devin, I'm gonna hold on, Devin. There you go. But pretty much, this has been fun. If you have anything to say to this, please let us know in the comments section. Next week is going to be on my channel, of course. It'll be next Thursday. That'll be the 10th, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Or probably the 11th, maybe. We're going to try to do it next Thursday. So, yeah, it's going to be the 11th of June. Actually, it's actually June, so it's wonderful. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Time flies. Oh yeah, thank you for the congrats, Kingslayer, Bird Up. We gotta get that in the chat. Bird Up, everyone. Alright.
Yeah, I think Jake
we're gonna try to get Jake on the next one. Of course, to anyone in here, there is a standing invite, so Nolan Simpson, Kingslayer, Devin, we'd like to get you in on here. I'm friends with some of you guys on Discord, so I can definitely try to get you guys in. If you guys want in, DM me on Discord. I'll do what I can to fill you into a spot. But I just understand that we only do this once a week, so we may be a few weeks out. So either way, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Devin, we're gonna try to get you in, but you gotta get Discord. Everyone in the comment section spam Devin get Discord. Devin, get Discord. Come on, everyone. Social bully him. Bully him. Cyber bully him. Get Devin. Devin, get Discord. Come on, get it. But pretty much, thanks for watching. Check out my channel, Iron Wolverine and Iron Wolverine Sports and Gaming, as well as my BitChute, because if anything does happen, if anything happens to my channel where YouTube, Omayomu Moshinderu, write my channel up into the sun, then in fact I'll be over there on BitChute in exile. Of course, if that does happen, then I'm going to change my name on my sports and gaming channel to Iron Wolverine in exile. I think it's a good name for it. I think I'm gonna like that name if that does happen. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know
I'm also going to change the title to hopefully put it back to the normal title as it should be. Hopefully.
Yeah, we're gonna try to. Hopefully, they won't get deleted because I said a lot of good stuff on here.
Hopefully not. So just stay up to date. And if YouTube does try to take it away, I'm gonna try to fight it against it. So
yes, we're definitely gonna try to get an appeal for the other stuff as well, because I'm definitely not happy. Wait, what? Okay, I just got this from Hans in my Discord. George Floyd had corona when he died.
Ooh.
What? I didn't know about that. Really? Wait, Hans, is this true? I guarantee they're gonna count this as a corona death. I guarantee you. That's messed up, but that's probably what's gonna happen. I don't think that's true. I don't know if it's true. That's just what Hans said on my Discord. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that. But that's what I've heard. That's what my reliable sources, aka Hans in my Discord, is. That's what he told me. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new. We're gonna end it here. If you want to talk on Discord, go right ahead. You guys know where to find it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and we will see you guys in the next one over on my channel on the 11th. Thanks for watching.
Guys, have a good one.
We'll see you guys next time.
Much love to you guys.
Have a good night. Rest of your evening, everyone.
Peace. With us because I had to continue it one more time. Okay, peace.